Hey, Joe, great to have you here today, Dr. Joe Esposito. Joe, I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction here, but I think I'm going to need you to brag about yourself a little bit in this intro because there's more to you than meets the eye, and I can tell you right now, I don't know it all. So Dr. Joe Esposito is originally from New Jersey, the great state of New Jersey, but now is full-time in Illinois. And Dr. Joe is a chiropractor with a really unique vision for our profession, and I really want to dive deep into that, Joe, if we can. But you've created a company called Align Life Chiropractic. It's a number of clinics around the country that has a unified message and a philosophy, and I want you to share that and kind of bring forth your background, because I know you as a great chiropractor, as somebody with great skills with his hands and has worked a great deal in one of the techniques we call in our profession Gonstead. And you also have this unbelievable background in functional medicine, where you really have, and I hate using the term functional medicine, right? We'll say functional nutrition, where you and I kind of have a very similar philosophy, where we look at somebody's blood chemistry presentation and design a lifestyle that is really going to maximize their nervous system function based on that. So I'm so glad to have you here, because it's rare to find guys like you and I who think so alike. But you've been able to take not only how we think and make it clinically relevant to your patients and your practice, but you've been able to expand it to a number of different practices. I believe that's somewhere in the 30 or 40 practice range. So Joe, if you could kind of add to what I just said about you, so people know exactly who we're dealing with.
Sure. And I appreciate the opportunity, Steve. I watched your interview with Dr. Turnpaugh, and I was excited, pacing, taking notes. I was like, I love this angle, because I haven't seen good chiropractors talk about functional nutrition. So I just applaud where you're going, what you're doing. And I loved the first one. So I hope to meet those standards today. So I was doing, it's funny when you talk about functional medicine, I didn't know what that meant, because I was doing genetic testing on squamous cells in the 90s for looking at SNPs for liver dysfunction in a migraine case in 95. And they're like, what? And I was like, and I heard this functional medicine. I'm like, oh, I guess that's what I do. I guess it's functional medicine, the nutrition that we do. For me, it's been a clinical journey. I've been obsessed with outcomes to the point a little unhealthy when someone doesn't get better with, I don't care if it's low back pain or cancer, I'm uncomfortable. So it wasn't an ego thing. It was, I didn't want to let someone down that came to me and gave me their health and said, can you share this with me and protect me and guide me? And if I didn't get the result, I took it really personal. So it wasn't the healthiest journey for me, but it allowed me to use some academic passions to dive in and figure out the intricacies of the human body. And to this day, I'm as fascinated, or really more fascinated in the human body than I was 25 years ago. So my journey started, I started in the nutrition field with a nutrition background, and I was into fitness. I became a bodybuilder. Skinny old me was on stage winning bodybuilding shows, and it intrigued me so much that I could work out for 20 years and then change my diet for 3 months and make 50 times more impact than 20 years of working out. That was beyond me, that the human body could have that much of an impact with food. So I saw it in physique first, and then I started to see what kind of impact it would make in physiology. And it's funny, I was my first patient. My sister was my second, who had severe asthma since birth, and always itching her throat, fatigue, moody. Did a food allergy test and had a milk allergy, and there was no change. And she said, all I'm doing is a little coffee creamer. She took out that little coffee creamer, her life changed. Her mood, her sleep, her energy, her allergy, the itching, everything's gone. That was like my second case. And from those little experiences to the future of working with terminal cancer, morbid obesity, metabolic syndrome, and all the things you and I share, I became, in a sense, angry and frustrated that no one knew this stuff. So I'd go to a conference and call my dad and say, no, really, it's an MD on stage saying that doesn't work. Like, no, I read his book. He's a medical doctor, and he's saying this doesn't work at all. And I don't know why no one knows this. And I pace around and call people. And I felt I was in my own movie in this apocalypse of like this unknown data. And it freaked me out for 10 years because I kept learning more that I didn't know and more, and no one knew any of this stuff. So I built 6 practices in my first 6 years with this work. At the 6 months in, I was building my second office and my third office. And because the integration of chiropractic with a functional approach to physiology, to me, I don't know of anything in the world in healthcare that has that far-reaching of an impact on the planet. I really don't. And that much positive impact to human bodies. So that's kind of where my journey came. And then I was innate in business. So I had my first 6 clinics, and then we decided to create a franchise to deliver this message on a larger scale, because I realized this was way bigger than me. I couldn't hold this data, and I didn't know how to deliver it. All I knew was keep opening clinics and serving people. I didn't know how to deliver it. I wasn't into podcasts. I didn't understand all the internet. It was like, put up another clinic, teach doctors, put them in, serve people. Open another clinic. That's all I knew. And now I've matured in how we can deliver messages doing what we're doing now. And I see the opportunity in our profession as to be phenomenal as to what we can do in chiropractic.